Hi, yeah, it's Dan here, and I'm just going to run through the workout I'm doing here. This is a shoulder workout, focusing primarily on the front and side of the shoulder. No other body parts trained today. I normally include it with calves or traps, as is tradition really. Starting off with a rear barbell press here. It's important, mainly focus on the middle part of the movement more than the lower part. I like to get a good stretch on a front press, but with a rear press, I like to keep it towards the middle and top end of the movement. I do 4 sets here. Starting off with a fairly heavy weight. Um, fairly heavy for me, obviously. From person to person, that does vary. Important with this, keep your back pressed against pad, keep your chest up. Should be nice natural arc in your spine. Um, Also to wear a belt as well. A lifting belt's also it's quite a good accessory to have, to be honest. This was a fairly fast-paced workout today. Kept about maybe 40 seconds break in between each set. Training in the garage, as I always do. I like to train alone. I find it easier just to concentrate and just to get in the zone, and also not to waste too much time when I'm in the gym, because we are here for one reason only, really. Yeah, so I do four sets of this. Rep range varies. It's until I feel it really. So between sort of six to 15 repetitions. Obviously 4 sets. I've tried doing 5 sets per exercise. I just feel that 4 sets just suits me a little bit better. So I'll start off with the rear press. Focus it gets a nice stretch all down the middle of the deltoid. Also, it's quite a good mass builder. Then straight on to front press. I have the bench back at a slight angle, maybe 15 degrees, just so I can get the bar in front of my face. A much lighter weight this time. Traditionally, the front press you use a heavier weight, but because I started off with the rear press, I've used a lighter weight here. I'm also doing higher reps, and the break in between sets is much shorter. It's about a 30 or 20 second break in between each set. I like to keep my palms fairly relaxed, so there's no tendency to push with your triceps as much. So I keep my palms fairly relaxed, keep it nice in front. Go to about chin height, which is plenty deep enough really. I like to do about 15 reps on this exercise. Do about 4 sets of each. Obviously going up in weight each time. This one. Sometimes I keep the weight the same for every set, but sometimes I like to increase it and mix it around a little bit. Obviously, it just depends on what you feel like. And sometimes I drop it as well. It's called a drop set. Don't do them too often, to be honest. But yes, I do four sets of this, and then move on to another exercise, which I'll show you in a minute. It's important with this to also keep your back pressed against the pad, nice natural arc in your spine, and to make sure that you still manage to sit up straight. There's a tendency to slouch a bit more and turn it more into an incline bench press, which is still good exercise, but it's not the one we're doing here today. We're doing a front press. It's important obviously to breathe, keep a nice steady rhythm. Don't obviously rush the repetitions, but don't do it too slowly. Too slowly, you don't really get much. You get quite a bit of benefit, but you get better benefit if you just keep a nice steady pace throughout. Which is what I'm doing here. Obviously, these are just my personal opinions. Obviously, everyone has their own, and mine may not quite agree with everyone else's. But yes, this was my final set of the front press. Now I'm on to the this is actually a superset. What it is it's a partial lateral raise. So I start off with doing a side raise with a heavier weight. Only go half the way up. Obviously for about 10 or 11 reps in set. And then once I've done that, I go for a lighter weight straight away, so no gap in between. I go for a lighter weight and then do another 10 or so reps, which I find it's quite good. I don't do this every week with the lateral raises. Sometimes I just do a bog standard one. Sometimes I won't do any side laterals at all. I do include them on most workouts though, to be honest. It's quite a nice exercise just to finish them off after a hard couple of mass building exercises. Important with this, not to let the weight go all the way down to your size. Just stop it about a centimetre or so before it'll touch your legs. Keep a nice fast pace. There's a tendency as well to swing. I mean, I'm doing it a tidgy bit here. It's important to try and keep that to a minimum. Keep your arms slightly bent. There's a little bit of posing here. Yeah, keep your arms slightly bent after each, in between each rep. Try and squeeze it on the way up if you can. If you can't, especially when using a lighter weight, obviously the weight's too heavy and you need to drop it. I think weight's not too important, to be honest. Like in some of my videos, you see the weights aren't particularly heavy. They are fairly heavy, but compared to other people, I have a tendency to use much heavier weights. I think most people agree when they say it's better to get benefit from the exercise than it is to use a much heavier weight. I think there's a form margin as well. There's about 20% room for error. So say for instance on a bench press you only go 80% of the way down instead of 100% of the way down. That's still good effective exercise, good effective repetitions. So I think a 20% margin's probably what you want to be aiming for. This is my final set. This was a quick workout actually, just 12 sets. Did it in about 20 or so minutes. 12 sets with a little bit of posing. I will be doing traps and calves later on in the week, but I'm just splitting it up a bit here. And this is obviously my last few repetitions. I hope you've enjoyed my video.